Hi, I'm Celeste and welcome to Find Your Purple. Today I'm going to tell you about my experience with Ancestry-com. Now, if you're not familiar with the website, it is a website that you can order a kit and they send it to your home. You fill a little vial with your spit and ship it back, and 6 weeks later you get a handy-dandy report that tells you where you're from a DNA perspective. Now, the interesting thing for me is I'm in my 60s and I had not thought about doing this before, and about 6 weeks ago or so I decided to do it. Well, I got a call last week from one of my sisters, and she was telling me that she had sent away her spit to have a DNA test, and she was telling me the results. Unbeknownst to either of us, we had both done it about the same time. Now, she sent hers away to an organization called 23andMe, and I'll put the website below, and that has a little bit of a medical aspect to it in addition to the ancestry. Now, she was focused on the ancestry because she's the genealogist in the family, and she has wanted to see if our paper records matched our blood records. She just had no idea that I was doing the same thing. Now, I did Ancestry.com, which was $99. She did 23andMe, focusing on just the ancestry part, but it was $199. But our results were pretty similar. What we found out through the process, however, was that our results wouldn't be the same. I don't know now the difference, how much of that's because we sent it away to two different organizations, or if that would be just how it would have turned out even if we both used the same organization. But it was explained to me that if you took a deck of cards, of 52 cards, and shuffled them, and dealt one of my siblings 26 cards, and then wrote them down, then took the cards back, shuffled them, took the next sibling, gave them 26 cards, all the way down the line, the odds of them getting the same 26 are very slim. That's the same thing with the DNA. Another example that I was given was if my dad was Italian, 100% Italian, for example, and my mom was Irish and, say, French, 50-50, then the 7 siblings, we would have gotten 100%, or 50% would have come from our dad, would have been pure Italian, because that's all he had to give us. However, the mom side, we wouldn't have each necessarily gotten 25% of the Irish and 25% of French, whatever I said. We could have actually gotten all Irish and none of the other. It just comes out differently for each of us. And then as you pass it to your children, if I only got a small piece of the Irish, well, then I don't have much to pass down. So again, it is just a cocktail of DNA, and it's interesting how it plays out in the generations. For me and my sisters, it came pretty true. I had 35% Irish, and that was pretty consistent with what we had learned. 30% was Great Britain. I think 25% was Western European, which is, I think it was France and Germany and that kind of thing. And so it broke down to just the tiny, less than 1% kind of figure. So pretty much I was 7% or something, between the Irish, the Great Britain, and the Western European. And that's what hers showed pretty consistently. But I thought it was fascinating. They show maps. They give you a map. They highlight the areas. So I wanted to see what my daughters are going to be. I have 4 daughters, and we're going to have them tested next. If I'm going to do anything with the information, no, I'm going to print it, have it available to the kids, because with my parents dying, I don't have, their studies. And my daughter's dad died last year, and we don't have his records. So it's going to be interesting to see how the kids' bloods came out, how they compare to each other, and I'll be sure to come back and share that with you. But another thing that was really interesting on Ancestry.com is that they identified, I think it was 180 people that were registered on Ancestry.com that, based on their DNA results, are possibly related to me. I think there were 8 or 9 of them that it said had a high probability of being related to me, as well as a second cousin. A couple then went into third cousin, all the way down the line. and it allows you to reach out to them if they've registered and are open to sharing. So I think we're going to be looking, we don't know if we know those people, we don't know if they happen to be cousins we recognize, our family spread out, and it's possible we don't even know of each other's existence. So I'm looking forward to using that side of it. Now I don't know on 23andMe if that information was available to my sister. I forgot to ask her, but I will check on that. And it also on the Ancestry.com, I did the one time you do a test and you have access to my data, but there is a way you can stay on it so that you can access, I guess, millions of records, military records and all sorts of records that for a fee you can have access to. So if you're interested in something like that, you might want to check it out. So anyway, it was Ancestry.com. Here's the package that came. It's empty now. And again, you put your spit in a vial, mail it off, wait 6 weeks, and you find out where you're from. Easy peasy. So if you're interested in something like that, give it a shot. I found it fascinating, and I think it'll be fun to find out how my girls are, how their DNA looks when compared to each other. If you know of anything that's of interest or that helps you look better or feel better or live life to the fullest, put it below. In the meantime, grab your cup of tea, sit back, and let's start sharing.